Hello, hello, hello. So it is Independence Day in the Bahamas. We are celebrating our 53rd independence, and today I am just reflecting, not only because it's independence, but just because of this season of life that I am in now. Just reflecting on life, reflecting on time, reflecting on where I was, where I am, and where I want to be. And so I read an email on today, and basically the email was talking about how we need to embrace every moment, be present, be grateful, be skillful. Everything you do it to the best of your ability. Because when you want to achieve a goal, you first have to be committed to the goal. You first have to attain the skills necessary to manifest that goal or whatever it is you want to accomplish. And then I was reading another post that was talking about, again, being present, being fully present. Whether you are resting, be restful. If you are working, work to to your full capacity. Whatever it is, do it to the best of your ability. And as I was driving just now, I was like, you just need to record. Just like press record, because I have made a statement for quite a few years, but not realizing how much that statement applied to me. Many of us, we want to attain something. There is something that we all want in life, whether that is marriage, whether that is finances, whether that is wealth, whatever it is. We all have something that we want, that we desire. But the big question is, what are you doing to attain that thing that you desire? Many times we expect it to drop in our lap. And for some of us, like myself, we would have made some steps necessary to make that dream, to make that goal come to pass. And for whatever reason, it didn't maybe manifest the way that you thought it would have, or didn't play out the way that you thought it would have played out. And you retracted. And so I retracted. Like for years, I retracted, not realizing until I looked at this year, it is about 6 years since, 6 years, a little over 6 years since COVID hit the world. And 2020 was a year of revelation for me. It was a year of God just birthing some things in me in terms of purpose, of where my heart was, and what I really want out of life. And I had some big dreams, but those dreams didn't happen the way I thought they would happen. And so when that happened, I still pushed. I pushed a bit. I persisted a bit. But what I realized is that at that moment, I thought I was failing. I thought I was failing God. I thought I was failing myself. I thought I was failing. What in the world am I doing? Or is that the sun? I'm trying to adjust this while I drive. I thought I was failing God. I thought I was failing myself. And so I persisted. But really and truly on the inside, I was disappointed with the results that I received. Fast forward to where I am now, and just looking at different persons, looking at things that God has revealed to me, I realize now that sometimes we see the end of a thing, or we see the beautiful manifestation of somebody's life or whatever it is that they have, but what we don't see is what it took to get there. And so a lot of times we want the things, we want the wealth, we want the spouse, whatever it is. I mean, I feel like those are general things that people want, whether it's a family, whether it's wealth, whether it's health, whether it's the body, whatever it is. We all want something, but what we don't want is what it takes to get there. We don't want the consistency. We don't want the fear of being rejected. We don't want that. But what I realize is that when you know who your God is, and when you know what your identity is in Him, then it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter how the results look. It doesn't matter who approves, who agrees. It does not matter anymore. But for me now, I'm at a point of asking myself, will you let these dreams die just because it didn't manifest the way you thought it would? Or maybe even because you thought like the dream doesn't even have the potential, it doesn't even have the capacity anymore. But your identity has not changed, Kia. Your identity has not changed. You are who God has called you to be. You can do what He has called you to do because He is within you. And so on this day, as I drive, little over a month after I committed to saying that I would start building and coming back and starting doing videos again, not really knowing how it's gonna work out, not knowing if I'll have the perfect face or the perfect hair or the perfect voice or the perfect words, not really knowing, but just knowing this one thing, that God has not called me to be silent. I know He hasn't called me to be silent, and for almost 7 years I have been not fully manifesting what I know God has called me to do. Whether it's because I'm looking and seeing what others are doing, whether it's because I was being lazy, whether it was because I was procrastinating, whether it was because I was just too busy. And that is another thing that God revealed to me, like, you are so busy doing all of the things. You are so busy doing so many different things that you are either not doing what I told you to do, or you're not doing it the way I told you to do it, with everything that lies within you. You've been approaching it half-heartedly. You have been approaching it maybe 50%, maybe 30%, maybe 10%. You've not been giving it your all. But I love one of my coaches I had in the past, which was Patrice Washington. One of the things she says, when you're doing something, you can't just do it once. You have to do it over and over and over again. And if you think about a sharp object, a knife or something that is really, really skillful, it is sharp. And in order to get that, I'm sure that, I don't know anything about manufacturing, but I'm sure they had to go over that, over and over and over again in order to get that fine point for it to be able to sever and cut through whatever it is, whether it's a meat, whether it's a wood, whatever it is. It had to be refined into that. And so in order for us to be refined into what God has for us to be, we have to keep doing it over and over and over again. When I listen to many stories that I hear, some of these great persons talk about their life stories and what's not. They talk about how it started. It didn't start with them being on the top. They started on the bottom, and many of them failed, and they failed again and failed again. And that's another thing I hear I could recall one of my coaches saying, Patrice Washington again, and that is fail forward. So as you fail, continue to move forward. Do not retract, but continue to move forward. And so what it says to me is that you cannot stop moving. And that is what I did. And so it's like at this point, I find myself at like a very, very critical point where I say to myself, I ask myself, should I stop? Do I stop? Because it's like, how do you come back now? How do you move forward now? How do you do it now? And so my encouragement to somebody, as my encouragement is to myself, it is just do it. Just do it. One of the biggest things and lessons that I have learned in 2026 so far is don't get fixated on how it's gonna work out, but try every door, try every avenue, because God has a way. But you will never know if you do not try. You have to try, you have to knock, you have to keep knocking, keep trying. I heard the preacher said in church on last night, some of you, they may have rejected you. They may have told you no. Call again. Try again. Do it again. And so this is where I am on today, on this Independence Day. And that is trying again. Doing it again. Not worrying about how it will work out, when it will work out, but just doing it. Not worrying about being perfect and looking perfect and sounding perfect. Just do it. Just do it. And so that's what I'm going to do, because being obedient to God is so much more important than being obedient to anybody else. I don't even know why I turned on this camera. I don't even know why. But I want to learn how to be obedient and not overthink what God is saying to me or telling me to do, not talking myself out of what He told me to do because I delayed it so long. And that's another thing. When you delay something so long, you will talk yourself out of the dream. You will talk yourself out of everything God is telling you to do because you are sitting down doing nothing. And so that is why you just have to do it without even a second thought. Just do it. Just say it. Just do it. And so today, I hope something that I say is a blessing to somebody. Maybe today, maybe in the days to come, maybe in the months or years to come. I pray something that I said today is a blessing to somebody. And so God bless you. This is Arkia Hicks, physical therapist, returning dream coach. This is me, guys. Have a wonderful day and happy Independence, farmers.